First, we have perception, the tool or faculty of perceiving or understanding. This great quote from Wayne Dyer: if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Your perception, how you perceive something, is everything. How you perceive someone, something, yourself, could be the difference, the matter between life and death, within or without. It could be the difference between fighting with someone you love, the way you perceive the way they're saying something. Perception is such a powerful tool. You wield this tool. You can perceive any way you want, but are you allowing your eyeballs to do your perceiving for you? By the way, we do not see with our eyes and we don't hear with our ears. We see with our mind and we hear with our mind. Think about when someone, you play back a tape and you're like, wow, I was wrong. Our eyes only see what matches with what we think. Because two people can look at the same thing and see totally different things. Like a snake lover, God bless snakes, but I don't prefer them. But somebody like that works at a zoo and loves reptiles sees a beautiful creature. I see a dangerous monster. Perception. Same thing. But why do I have that perception? Because I'm ignorant. By the way, why do we perceive? Because of lack of knowledge, things in a certain way, right? I don't understand reptiles, right? I'm ignorant of them, so I don't trust them, and it causes fear. When we don't know something, it causes automatic fear, worry, doubt. We've been over that, and we'll continue with that. So perception, right? If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Oftentimes, this is so good. Oftentimes, it's not our actual circumstance that is the problem, but the way we're perceiving it that is. Viktor Frankl wrote that in Man's Search for Meaning, one of the greatest books of all time. It's not our actual circumstances the problem. It's the way we're perceiving it that is. And simply by changing our perception, the way we look at ourselves can completely change our point of view. I think I shared the story in our last one. Did I share the story about the son and the father driving up to upstate New York? Did we talk about that? Terry, did you remember that story? Or Jen? No? Okay. Great example. Perception. Your point of view. How you perceive. Long story short, there was a father and son that used to take this drive every summer. It was the only time the son got one-on-one time with his dad. He felt so special. And he tried to bond with his dad, but his dad, all he did was complain. The son said, we would be driving on this beautiful upstate New York road, and I would be looking at all the beautiful trees and the changing of the leaves. And I would say, hey, Dad, look, this is so beautiful. And then he would say, oh, this is so trashy. This road is just going to hell. It's so dirty. And he's like, God, why does Dad always have to be negative? This is such a beautiful road. Year after year, this happened. Son would have just nice things to say. The father complaining. The father ends up passing away. The son is now older, driving on the same road with his son. His son is in the passenger seat. He's in the driver's seat now. And his son says, wow, look at these trees. Those are pretty cool trees. And the father looks out his driver's window and sees a dirty river with graffiti and ditches. And in that moment, he said, oh, Dad was right. That was Dad's point of view. He was telling the truth. From my passenger window, it was beautiful trees. But from his driver's seat, wow, there's trash in this river. It really is. So Dad wasn't being mean. Dad wasn't being cold. Dad was just telling the truth of what he could see from his window. All these years, in that moment, he forgave his father. In that moment, he realized, oh shit, that was just his perception. That was his point of view. So how often do we judge people? Maybe they see, right? We all see the world through different views. God, why is that person always a jerk? Maybe they've been abused. Maybe not that it's okay that people are rude to other people, right? We all, but at least we can understand it. It won't piss us off. We can have boundaries and never talk to that person or be around them, but at least we won't judge them because judging only hurts us. So simply by changing our perception of ourselves or of other people, it can totally change our point of view. And it's our point of view that we experience. So it behooves us to have good points of view of everybody, right? Your perception is dictated by your level of growth and awareness, okay? Your perception creates your reality. Our perceptions are formed by our paradigm. We've learned about paradigms, right? There are those fixed habits and patterns and beliefs, the programmings that were put into us. So our perceptions are formed by our paradigms. Of course they are. The way we were raised to believe, the things that we were told were true. Our perception is totally formed. Our parents and everybody around us formed these glasses and said, hey, this is how the world is, put these on. And we don't often question it. We say, yeah, those people are jerks. We don't like these people. We like these people. We believe this way, not this way. It's like, have you ever questioned that? It might be true. It's great. We're all, we can all believe what we want to believe. But are we judging others? How does it make us feel? How is our relationships? So our perceptions are formed by our paradigms, how we're raised. Don't let your perceptions keep you locked in a world that you no longer want to be a part of. That's my favorite line here. Don't let your perception, your current perception in any area of life, of yourself, keep you locked in a world that you no longer want to be a part of. Don't let your perception of yourself keep you stuck. Continue to live in a world of your own that you don't want to be a part of. As you shift your perception, your life will be shifted. Your conditioning causes you to look at things the way you're looking at them. Our conditioning, though, again, the way we were programmed, causes us to look at the things the way, it causes you to look at things the way you're looking at them. And the frequency of the problem is not the frequency of the answer. So again, your conditioning causes you to look at things in a certain way, your reality. So your perception creates your reality. Again, your reality is your frequency, the place you find yourself on, your frequency. But you are not going to find a new frequency on the frequency you're on. You must shift your perception. You cannot, as we looked at the buildings, right, together? Yeah. So if we are on frequency 3, we're not going to find frequency 4 there. We have to leave actually, we don't have to leave frequency 3 because we're on it. We just have to think frequency 4 thoughts, and then we will end up on frequency 4. If we want to change to a different frequency, we first have to think and feel to be able to get in that vibration to get up to that frequency. Remember, our vibration, how we feel, will dictate our vibration, our emotional state will dictate what frequency we're on or what floor we're on, as we talked about. So whatever floor you find yourself on is dictated by your vibration and emotional state. If you don't like that frequency, you first have to change your vibration. How do you change your vibration? By your thoughts and your feelings, your emotions. The law of vibration. If you didn't get that replay, I'll put the replay for the video that we did. I think everybody got the replay, but I'll put it in our replay as well from the vibration and frequency call we did yesterday. They talk about the law of vibration. It's a primary law. A lot of people talk about the law of attraction. It's a secondary law. You don't have to try to work or understand the law of attraction. That just happens. It's like the law of gravity. It's just always there. What you do have to, however, pay attention to is the law of vibration. Really, I want to chuck that word out and say the law of emotion. Because emotions are our vibration. They cause our vibration, how we're vibing. Our vibe, right? We talk about there, good vibe, bad vibe, high vibes, low vibes, blah, blah, blah. It's just emotion. They're in a good emotion. They're in a good mental state. They're in a bad mental state. They're in a chaotic mental state. They're this. It's mind. It's our emotional mind that causes our vibration. So, sorry, little tangent here, but when we shift the way we're looking at things, it'll shift our vibration, which will shift our frequency. So we cannot find a new frequency or a new perception looking through the same goggles of our old frequency and our old perception, right? I love this slide. This is us. This is you sitting in this chair. Pretend like your mind, well, actually your brain is a projector and the mind is flowing through it. This is you. You have a projector in your mind. And before I go to the next one, I'll stop share here. This is one of my favorite concepts. So think about and I might have used this before, just like that gentleman sitting in the chair in front of a screen. Say you were in a movie theater by yourself, there's nobody else in there. You look back up at the booth and you can see the light flickering onto the screen, right? The projector light. But there's no film in the projector. What's going to be on the screen? White. There's just light, blank screen. The moment we put film in there, that's what's going to be projected. Depending on the film, say it's a horror film, we gonna see some horror all up on that screen. If it's a comedy, we're gonna see some funny haha on the screen. Whatever is in the projector will be on the screen. Same with our life. Whatever's in the projector, we will see on the screen, okay? So picture you literally have a projector and it's always on, okay? It's the light flickering, it's consciousness, pure consciousness. It's that white light, pure consciousness. Thoughts are the film. Pure consciousness, thoughts go across it, light, consciousness, thoughts, projected. Whatever thoughts we put in front of this beautiful mind of ours will be what we see in our world. It can be no other way. So when I have we all have we can't turn it off. If I'm thinking, oh, I'm so mad, so stupid, blah, blah, I'm just going to see more evidence for that because that's the thoughts I'm putting in front of my powerful projector. And I say, ooh, I don't like what I see. Ooh, okay, change the slide. I'm not going to go out here, right? If we were in the movie theater and we saw horror on the screen, would we run up to the screen and try to slash it, or we would go up to the projector and change the tape? We would go up to the projector and change the tape. Same with us. When we don't like what's going on out here, are we going to go beat everybody up? That's what most people do. We go inside and change the way we're perceiving it, because at the end of the day, we can't change anybody. And this can sound very depressing or dark, but like, we can't change the world. We can only change ourselves, and then that can change the world. So we have to go within first, living from the inside out. But most people just want to go get the picket signs, throw the bricks, do this. And it's like, I understand that because we're human and we only know how to express that way. But is that helping? No, unless we're doing the inner work, right? What did Michael Jackson say? Man in the mirror, like, I'll make the change, be the change first, right? I mean, how many songs have we heard? Gandhi, I have it here. Well, it's a different one. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. But I think he said, be the change you want to see, right? Be the change you want to see. So again, you live from the inside out. Yes, Melissa. So good. You need to hear this today. Me too, girlfriend. Me too. Melissa put that in the chat. Yes, perception is everything. So I like to use that projector screen, and we'll continue with this. So you are this beautiful projector. Make no mistake. Your thoughts are the film. When you are seeing things in your life or experiencing things in your body, which again are the outside world, ask yourself right away, what thoughts are going on inside my projector? Shift it up. Rip that tape out. If it's a tape of irritation, anger, resentment, put gratitude, love, and compassion. Because we can't change anybody anyway. But Carla, they're being a big jerk. Okay, great. We're all adults here. Have a boundary, leave the room, don't take an invitation anymore, break it off. But you don't fight the screen of your life. The screens can be other people, by the way. Of course, protect yourself and be normal, right? Physically, don't put yourself in danger, but it's the inner work. So the thoughts we think create the world we see. The thoughts you think create the world you see. I know we get that like on an intellectual level, but to get it into our cells, we cannot say it and repeat it enough. So just even right now, repeating in your mind, the thoughts I think create the world I see. The thoughts I think create the world I see. The thoughts I think create the world I see. And I'm included in that. I am a part of the world I see. So that's when we have to take inventory. Ooh, how am I thinking about myself? Am I beating myself up? Am I feeling poopy about myself? The thoughts I think create the world I see. Next time you walk past a mirror, how do you feel? Catch yourself right away. The thoughts you think create the world you see.